Buddy, it is Andrew back with you today, and today I want to do a follow-up video for a prior video that I've done. So I've talked about the 24-hour booking system that I'm dabbling in right now, or trying to gradually move to that side of things. And I also did a recent video on just some changes I think that may be coming our way. And as I mentioned, I have no inside information. I'm just speculating like you and myself on why VIPKID is hiring so many. So take a look at those videos if you haven't, because this information will get into sort of part 2 of that. What I want to go into today is I want to talk about increasing our followers. And before I go into that, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video if you do like it. I don't leave my referral code. I'm asking for subscribers now because, let's face it, you do not hang around until the end of the video. So let's ask for that now. So let's get back to things. With the system that I'm looking at right now, or with increasing followers in general, I've come up with at least 4 different ways that I think I can do this on my own this way. And I want to give you those 4 different reasons, and I'm sure you can think of lots more too, like go on WeChat and all that type of stuff. Leave them in the comments that you have different reasons, and I would love to hear whatever reasons that you've got. But here are 4 things that I've come up with that I'm working on right now. So I mentioned prior, so number 1, what I've mentioned prior is that I'm dabbling in the 24-hour booking system. So I'm just leaving some cheese holes, as I've mentioned. Look at my prior video. I'm really looking at those key slots that are highly sought after, like the 8 to 9 o'clock Beijing time. I'm looking at some evenings as well, the Friday nights and the Saturday nights that tend to get picked over pretty fast. I'm dabbling there as well, leaving some holes and then replenishing them within 24 hours of the time coming up. So the reason why I'm doing that, as I mentioned, is quite a few reasons. 1, we get the extra $2. That's a key thing. Second part is I want new students. So this is giving me the new students because they tend to be the ones that pick up on the 24-hour bookings are new students rather than your reoccurring ones. And I like that for a couple of reasons. And I like my regulars. I'm not slighting my regulars or anything like that, and I'm not even taking that many slots away from them being able to book me for. But I like the new students because they are more likely to give you feedback. 5 Apple feedback, hopefully. It increases your followers, which I'm sort of dabbling into right now as well, and I'm talking on why I think it is now important to look into that. So those are the couple of reasons that I do like that 24-hour system. Now you got to be careful because you need to look at your schedule and make sure that you're not taking away from your income. And I talked about seasonality being that it is Chinese New Year here and the bookings are dropping a lot here now. My next week looks pretty bare compared to what it's been. So next week is not a good time to try this. So just looking in the future when we get past the Chinese New Year and all that type of stuff, just something to consider anyways. The reason why I'm looking at the followers is, as I mentioned in a couple videos ago on potential changes, if they ever looked at the system of allowing you, the teacher, to control your own price for the class, then having as many followers as possible is going to allow you to charge a higher price, because if you have more people looking at you, chances are you're going to be able to command a higher price. And on the flip side of that, if you don't, then you're going to have to drop your price. So I am speculating, of course. I don't know if that's going to take place. I'm speculating. It may never happen. But the way I look at it, even if I'm dead wrong on this, it does not hurt having more followers. You can't go wrong with that. So even if I'm wrong, I still like my system of increasing followers here. And I said in a prior video that, does followers really even matter? And I came to the conclusion, well, I don't know if really it matters too much or not. And I'm sort of taking a little 180 turn on that. I really am starting to lean that yes, they do matter because of what I think may be taking place in the future. And again, I stress, I don't know. I could be dead wrong in it, but anyways, you can't go wrong with increasing your followers. And as I mentioned in a prior video as well, I have no idea how many followers I have. I've got an old phone. I can't even download the darn app to see how many followers that I've got. So I got to just bite the bullet and get a new phone, I think, just to see how many I have and see if my strategies are working to increase it. But anyways, that's for another topic. Number 2 on increasing. So the first one was the 24-hour bookings. I think that will increase your followers just by doing that because you're going to get more new students. Number 2, tags. So I've been really thinking about this as well. And an interesting experiment for you would be to go back and look at your last, let's even say, I don't know, 20 feedbacks from 5 Apple feedbacks from parents and see what they are saying in terms of what they tag you as doing very well in your class. It probably will not match the tags that you have. So what I like doing is I look at some of those tags that they're leaving me that I've got that they say I'm doing well and switch my tags the next month to some of those. What that does, I think, is I'm going to draw in a new client base, new students that maybe their parents are searching by different tags. So, and this is, I'm not putting something on that's not real. I'm changing them to something that parents think that I'm doing well. And often we see in life that others are able to judge you better than yourself in terms of your strengths and weaknesses. So just using maybe that in the upcoming month to get maybe a different clientele in and increase your followers that way too. So it's just something I'm thinking about doing here for the upcoming month. So changing your tags might be something that will work to get new students as well. And keep it real. So I mean, don't invent tags that aren't you at all. I'm not saying to do that. What I'm saying is look at the feedback and maybe switch the tags to where you're getting a lot of good feedback from in terms of a reoccurring tag. Number 3, I'm really looking at as well of switching my times periodically on when I work. Now this isn't great for my routine, and if you know me, I am so ritual about everything in life. So for example, I eat chocolate every night, so I dip into this portion control. You gotta portion control this guy. So I like routine as much as anyone. And what I'm thinking of doing is just switching my hours a little bit periodically. So maybe I work, especially right now when the kids are off and we're working nighttime. So maybe I work a little later and I get up a little bit later in the morning. I'm usually up going early in the morning and I prefer to do that. But what if I just periodically, and again, not great for routine, not great for the body, but periodically I just switch the hours a little bit. I think I'm going to get a different client base because of that. So, and that'll help with followers, I think, at the same time. So just another idea to get more followers for that. Number 4, and the last reason that I'll go into, is holding off on your schedule until the pre-frenzy takes place. Now, I'm not there yet. I would never do this right now. I just don't have enough, I guess, followers. I don't know how many followers I have, but I know my schedule cannot handle this right now. I'll end up with no bookings or not as many bookings. So holding off your schedule until that pre-frenzy takes place and then replenishing it once we get to that time over the 12 o'clock Beijing time, noon Beijing time, when the frenzy really opens up to the new students. That could be a good strategy. For me, that's midnight. I'm 12 hours in the difference. If I held off releasing my schedule for the 2 weeks in advance until midnight, that would get me a lot more new students. Now, like I said, the problem with that is that your old students, the ones that are looking to book your schedule, are probably going to go somewhere else, and you don't want to do that unless you're at the stage. And me, I'm not there. I'm just not there. I will end up losing bookings. That would be just not a good idea for me to do right now. So it's just something I am thinking about in the future for looking to increase the followers, and I don't want to alienate my regulars. And I want to stress that. I'm not looking to do that. I'm just looking to dabble for the time being. And that number 4 would be really going full into it. I'm not looking to do that, but looking at just doing what I can to increase my followers, but at the same time, keeping my schedule very available to the ones that have been true to me, staying loyal to them as they have stayed loyal to me. So really looking to walk that fine line. That's what I'm looking to do. I'm never going to, I don't think I will, ever go to a full-on 24-hour booking system. It just isn't me personally. I wouldn't want to just say, get rid of my reoccurring students. I just wouldn't feel right doing that. That isn't me. But I would be okay with just doing a little bit of a balance where I still give them the slots that they need. At the same time, I'm still able to increase my followers. So walking that tightrope, which is going to be difficult, I know. But I think the name of the game here going forward, at least for me, is going to be to increase my followers as much as possible without alienating my regular students. So hope that works for you. Leave me some comments on what else is maybe working for you to increase your followers. I am very interested in this, as anyone watching the video would be. So leave some comments. And it's frenzy time. So speaking of the pre-booking frenzy, that starts here in 15 minutes. So we're almost at 8 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So best of luck in the frenzy, the pre-frenzy. It's a little bit lighter, as we know, in terms of bookings and whatnot, but maybe it will be better for 2 weeks out here when the parents are back to work and whatnot. So all the best and good luck with your classes here.